Hi, I'm Caleb Giddings from Gun Nuts Media, and it's time today for the review that many of you have been waiting for, the Beretta APX Centurion. Now, for those of you that missed our introduction to the APX product line video, what we're going to do real quick is we're going to go over some of the features of the APX Centurion and some of the things that set it apart from the other pistols in the APX line. First off, it is smaller than the APX full size. I feel like that goes without saying, knowing that it's not the full size gun. But there's also an interesting bit of history behind the Centurion name with Beretta's products line. The Beretta 92 Centurion was a smaller, more compact version of the Beretta 92 series, so it's appropriate that that name be applied to the first really truly concealable striker-fired gun that has come from Beretta. So a quick look at the features. It has a 3.5-inch barrel, it has a 15-round magazine, and it has interchangeable back straps. Just like the full-size APX, just like the compact APX, it's got that interchangeable back strap. And of course, it features the modular frame. What do I mean by a modular frame? Well, let me show you. Here is a stripped APX modular frame. All right, this is the full-sized frame. I've actually taken my full-size APX apart because I'm sending this off to have some interesting custom work done on it, which we'll be talking about later on the channel. Here are the guts of the Beretta APX, and it's very interesting, all right? You've got, this is your trigger mechanism, it's your fire control group, whatever you want to call it, that's what this is. And I've been looking at this and seeing that there are some ways that you could definitely improve the trigger pull on this just with a little bit of engineering and some fun tweaks, but that is for down the road. Let's get back to what this video is about, the APX Centurion. All right, so let's start off with the stuff that I really like about this gun. I like guns that I can actually get my hands on, okay? With the APX Centurion, because it's a 15-round gun, it has a grip that's long enough for me to establish a proper master two-handed firing grip on the gun, all right? That's important. That's very important to someone like me who shoots these guns a lot. My Centurion right now has over 1,200 rounds on it, all right? And not a single one of those has had a failure to feed of any type, asterisk, with the exception of one brand of steel-cased ammo, which I'm just not gonna use in this gun. As a matter of fact, I had that same problem with this particular brand of steel-cased ammo in multiple different guns from multiple manufacturers, so I'm just not gonna use it at all anymore. And I'm not going to hold that against the APX because it was something that happened with multiple guns from multiple manufacturers. That's pretty easy for me to blame on the ammo. Everything else I fed through the APX has fed, fired, and ejected just fine. Some of the things that I like, all right, some of the really great features about this gun, it shoots very flat. We're going to cut in some sequences from videos. If you followed my other videos, you've seen me actually shoot this gun on YouTube, and it tracks flat, all right? It's got a very heavy recoil spring in it, which makes the slide somewhat difficult to rack right out of the box. But the advantage of that is it returns to target very quickly. So when I'm actually firing this for real, we crack a round off, and you're not going to see aggressive muzzle flip. It's going to come up like this, and it's going to snap right back down on target. I like that. I like that a lot because, again, I shoot these guns, all right? I'm not buying a gun, and it's living in a holster and never coming out of the holster. It's going to the range. It's getting shot. The texturing, especially on the Centurion, is better than the texturing on the full size. Because they've done away with the finger grooves that are on the original full-size frame, this whole area has a nice aggressive texture to it, which again helps when you're shooting the gun fast. It's got good texturing on the palm swell grips, and the only area where it really could use more texturing is right up here on the side of the gun where it's just flat and smooth. I don't like that. The factory sights are fine. I'm never going to be I'm never going to be the sort of person that praises most factory sights, because most factory sights aren't worthy of praise. Most factory sights are either fine and acceptable or unacceptable. These are fit into the fine and acceptable category, bordering on good. The rear notch is nice and wide. I think the front sight is a little too wide. It could stand to be narrower. And of course, they come with this dumb three white dot configuration that everybody uses that is somehow became the industry standard, and I don't know why. I fixed that by applying a Sharpie to the two rear sights and making them black. So now I have a nice contrast with a white front sight and a blacked out rear sight. It works pretty well for everything that I need it to do. If I wanted to take this gun up one notch, I would get Beretta's fiber optic front sight and put it in here to replace the white dot front sight. Now, there's only a couple of things that I don't like. The first thing that I don't like is, again, I don't like the lack of texturing on this part of the grip. This should be textured, guys, all right? Talk to serious shooters. They want stippling on their grips there. If you look at any gun that's had aftermarket stippling and aftermarket texturing done by someone who knows what they're doing, it's textured up here because this is the primary contact point for the meaty part of my support hand. Weird. The other thing, all right, look, I know why these are on this gun, okay? I get it. They're there to help manipulate the slide. And they look cool. They look different, that's for sure. I'm not sold on them. I don't dislike them. I don't like them either. They're just kind of there. They exist to me. I don't necessarily see how they improve the gun in a way that couldn't be accomplished with just a regular profile slide and slide serrations, you know? But it's a design thing. I get it. It's cool. It's Italian, whatever. One of the other things that I'm not a super big fan of is this rail's not really long enough to mount good weapon-mounted lights on. I can't fit a TLR7 on here, which I should be able to. I mean, I'm just going to leave it at that. This should be longer. You should be able to fit a TLR7 on it. Here's my biggest gripe about this. Be prepared for this, all right? So, this is an excellent AIWB holster I've been using with the full-sized APX, which again is in bits right now. This is the Centurion, all right? You would think, based on the state of the firearms market right now, the polymer pistol market, that, you know, a Glock 19 fits in a Glock 17 holster, a M&P compact with a 4-inch barrel fits in a holster for a full-size M&P. Here we go. And just in case you think I am faking that, I'm going to grab another holster for a full-size APX. Here's another full-size APX holster. It doesn't... Yeah. It doesn't fit. And the reason why it doesn't fit is the dust covers are different dimensions on these guns. Why are the dust covers different dimensions from the full size to the Centurion? I have no idea. And it's very frustrating. It's frustrating because it means that when they're going to the aftermarket to get support for this product, holster manufacturers are either going to have to retool their entire line. So for the holster manufacturers that made holsters for the APX, which was not a lot, they're going to have to retool their entire line of holsters to accommodate this difference in slides. Now, the good news is that a holster that fits the Centurion, assuming it's long enough in the muzzle, will fit the full-sized APX, all right? It just doesn't work the other way around. But it's not good, all right? I should be able to take a Centurion and put it into a full-size APX holster and be done. I should be able to do that. And the fact that I can't is ridiculous. And it's actually a bigger issue than it seems like initially because, again, let's say that you were making holsters for the full-size APX and everything was great, and now you need to accommodate this new gun. Are you going to go back and retool your line for one new gun, or are you just going to be like, the existing APX holsters are fine for the full size, and maybe if there's enough demand for this, we'll start making them? It's a very frustrating thing for me as a consumer and a shooter of this platform. But I don't want that to be the last thought that you have on this gun and be the end of this review, because what really makes that disappointing for me is that the APX Centurion is a legitimately good gun. We're in a world today where almost every polymer frame striker fired 9mm handgun on the planet is decent, all right? You could throw guns from Glock and SIG and HK and Walther and Beretta in a bucket, and I could grab one out and you could say, all right, you have to carry this on your next deployment. I'd be like, okay, whatever, works for me, right? I really like the APX. I really like the APX Centurion. I like the shorter barrel because the gun tracks better in recoil for me. I like the 15-round capacity. This gun would immediately jump to the top of my recommendation list for I'm looking for a compact gun for concealed carry. Boom. I think that this gun is phenomenal. And I really like it. I have really enjoyed shooting it, and I shoot it very, very well. I think it's a great gun. It's a very thoughtful design. Beretta has done an excellent engineering job building a superior compact 9mm handgun. Just make me some holsters for it, and I'll be happy. So guys, here's my final thoughts on the Beretta APX Centurion. I think that if you want a compact 15-round 9mm handgun that punches above its weight class, shoots like a full-size, but conceals like a Baby Glock, this is the choice for you, and you're going to be really happy with this choice. You're going to have to wait for a bit to get a good holster for it, but I do believe that the market will catch up, and there are going to be some great holster and great sight options for this gun sooner than later. The Beretta APX Centurion, man, I dig mine. I hope you guys go out and dig yours. I'm Caleb Giddings. Until next time, remember, run your gun, not your mouth.